In this video, I turn a tool cart into a welding cart. I've never seen this done before. Then I can use it out at job sites as a welding cart or a tool cart. And if I get welders to review, I can use it for that. So with this tool cart, most of the time I'll only use it as a tool cart. But then if I'm on job sites and I need to move a welder around, then I can use it like that. And so there's not going to be any cord hangers or anything like that on it. When the welder will go on the bottom shelf, and then the cord and the guns and all that will just lay in the top, and I'll put the helmet up there. So what I need to do first is build a piece that'll come off the bottom here where the tank will sit in it, and there'll be something up on top of the tank with a chain. And because it's going to be very heavy back here, I'm going to put two regular wheels, get rid of the rear casters, and put a regular axle in there. Because this cart's only 16 inches wide, so we want to make it a lot more stable. Yeah, I'm cutting out the pieces that the tank's going to go on, and I'm going to drill a hole right in the center just so dirt can fall out of there. And I'm using the Hypertherm Power Max 45 for that. Yeah, and this is only going to be big enough for one 150 cubic foot tank. I know I had somebody comment on one of my videos before. They said, why didn't you make that lower to the ground? But a 150 cubic foot tank you can easily pick up and put in there. Yeah, so I got both of the pieces cut out, and this is just going to get welded on here. Yeah, so I got this clamped with the Fireball tool squares. I haven't used these in a while. And all I'm going to do is just tack weld this together. Yeah, I got that tack welded. And then there's going to be pieces that are 3 inches high where the actual tank will sit. And everything will get tack welded together before I finish welding it so nothing gets warped. Yeah, before I go any farther, I'm going to drill a hole in the center. And I'm just going to use one of these carbide drills. I'm seeing a lot of people that are using those drills and they're not drilling the pilot hole first. And they're breaking the center bit off. You should always drill that pilot hole. Yeah, those carbide tip hole saws work a lot better on metal than the regular ones. And those are some really cheap ones that I bought. They were like $20, I think, for 10 of them. Yeah, so now I got these pieces cut out, and I'm going to tack weld them on. That's where the tank will actually sit down in there. Yeah, so I got the pieces tack welded on there. And the inside dimensions of this box are 8.5 by 8.5, and that's good for up to a 150 cubic foot tank. So what I'm going to do next is make some gussets that are going to go in here. There's going to be an axle welded across underneath here, just so this doesn't get bent up, which I don't think it will bend at 1/4 inch thick. So now I'm just getting ready to weld the gussets in there. Yeah, and when you're using these magnets to hold things, you just want to barely tack it and then remove the magnet, because it doesn't weld good when close to a magnet. Yeah, I've just been using this Lincoln 140C to tack weld everything, but it's not powerful enough to weld 1/4 inch plate good. So I'm going to use the Lincoln 215 MPI on finish welding all this stuff. Yeah, and before I weld it, I sprayed the whole thing down with Pam cooking spray to keep the splatter off. It's very hard to clean the splatter off with something like this, so it's best that you do that first. Yeah, I got it all welded. Now what I'm going to do is let this cool down, clean it up good, because that Pam cooking spray is all over everything, and then weld the axle on the bottom. Yeah, so right now I'm making the axle, and this is some 5/8 round bar that I got at Home Depot, and these 8-inch wheels came from Harbor Freight. Yeah, so what I'm doing now is getting the axle on here, and I'm going to tack weld it, then I'll weld it with the other welder real good. Got a tack welded on there. Yeah, so it's all welded good now. So now what I'll do is let this cool down, I'll clean it up, and I'll figure out where it's going to bolt to the cart at. Yeah, I had somebody leave a comment on one of my other welding cart videos. They said, why don't you put 4 casters on it? When it's heavy, it doesn't roll good with 4 casters. With 2 regular wheels on it, it moves so much easier. Yeah, so this is what it looks like. I only have 2 bolts in there right now. I'm going to put 4 more. And I still have to take the wheels off, but the other set of wheels that are still under there. And then I'm going to make some piece that's going to go across the top here with a chain on it. Yeah, I also added these 2 pieces where the wheels went, so it's really strong. So now I'm going to take this piece off and paint it. Yeah, now I'm just going to paint it and then I'm done for tonight. Yeah, and here's what it looks like with that piece painted and back on there. Yeah, so next I'll make the piece that goes on top that holds the tank. Yeah, so now I'm ready to start making the top piece for the tank. And the first step to that would be make a piece that bolts across here. And the top piece of the tank is going to be similar to this that I made on this welding cart. I don't know if you can see that or not. But it's only going to be for 1 tank. Maybe you can see it better on the other welding cart. Yeah, it'll be similar to that. Yeah, and I also took and put a piece of hose across this edge because the power cable cord and the hose for the argon is going to be laying right up against this. Yeah, and here's the piece I just cut out that's going to go across there. And I removed the 2 bolts in here. And all I have to do is clamp it on here, and I can mark those 2 holes, and the other 2 holes I'll drill. Yeah, I got this piece bolted on here, and all these bolts are in here on this direction on purpose so they don't stick through on the inside. I'll probably end up grinding those off after I'm done. Yeah, I'm going to have to wait until I get some more 1/4-inch plate to finish that. And here's the piece I cut out of one of those other welding carts that I built. And I used a circle attachment, and I didn't have enough room left, and I just welded this piece to it so I'd have a place to put the hole in here. So I just got the metal to make the upper part of that cart. And for tanks, you can't measure across the bottom of them because it's all rounded. So for those of you who don't know, all you do is just wrap a tape measure around it, then divide that number by 3.14, and that'll give you the diameter. And what you want to do is make this radius a little bit bigger than the actual diameter of the tank. Hey, here's how I'm going to get the radius with the Hypertherm circle attachment. And it's 7.5 inches is what I want. And then I'm going to sand it a little bit so it'll fit it. Just clean it up. Then I can also put a piece of rubber on the edge. Yeah, so now it's cut out. Now I'll clean up in here real good with a sander. And then it'll also get cut off shorter. And you can see how it's just a little bit bigger. Yeah, so now I need to cut part off here to make it the same on both sides, and then some of this on the bottom is going to be cut off. Yeah, so I just took and cut this piece off, so now it's the same. Now I just got to figure out where I want to cut it here. And on one of the carts, I took and made the gussets out of one of these pieces. Yeah, so now I'm going to tack weld this piece on here, and then I'll make the gussets after that. Yeah, I got to tack weld it on here. This is what it's going to look like. Before I go any farther, I'll take this whole piece off, make the gussets, then weld everything. And then bolt it back on there. Yeah, and here's two gussets made the easy way. Now I'm just going to tack weld this in. Yeah, I got it all welded and cleaned up. So now I just have to drill a hole for the chain and make the hook for the other side, which is very simple. Yeah, I just drilled the holes in it and put the chain on it. I have to cut the chain to the right length, and I have to make the hook for the other side. Yeah, so I got this upper bracket finished now. Now I'm just going to paint it. And with this hook on here, the chain always hangs down, so it'll never come off of that. Yeah, so here's what it looks like with both pieces on there. So next what I have to do is raise this bottom up, because the welder's going to sit in the bottom, and the way the cables come out, this is too low, it would sit down in there too far. Yeah, after sitting the welder on here, I think I changed my mind. I'm going to put the welder on top. And what I'm going to have to do here is cut part of this out to where there's more room for the gun to run through here. And I'll put some piece across here to reinforce that. And then I'll probably make some place where I can tie the welder down too. But it seems very stable. I don't think it would ever tip over. Yeah, then when I'm pushing it out at job sites, I can put my helmet and like the clamps and some of the other stuff on the bottom. It's a lot more work to make this fit in the bottom. And here's the piece I'm going to cut out. And on the inside, I'll mount a piece of angle iron across there so the gun and the ground cable are not sitting right on that edge. And it'll also make it stronger. And I took and cut this piece out, and this is going to be perfect to protect the edge here. That'll just fit in there. And then the cable for the gun and the ground cable will be up above here, and it won't be riding on that edge. And that's what I cut it out of. And I think I actually am going to put some cord hangers on here. One side for the gun and then the other side for the ground and the power cable. Yeah, so next I'm going to make some tie downs where I can tie the welder down. And I'm also going to make the gun hanger. Yeah, and how I made these cord hangers is with this Harbor Freight ring roller. Yeah, and here's the piece I just made that the gun will hang on. And it's still pretty hot. Yeah, and this will just mount right here. On the other side, I'm just going to make something much simpler because it's just going to be the ground cable and the power cable. Yeah, and here's what it's going to look like on there. Yeah, I'll take it back off and paint it. Now I'll do the other side. Yeah, I just decided to make another one of these for the other side, and I'm working on that right now. Yeah, and I'm making this out of a piece of 1/8 inch thick flat bar that's 1.5 inches wide. Yeah, so I got the second one on there. Yeah, so here's what I came up with for a tie down. It was a bit difficult to weld that like that. Yeah, so I'm making the other tie down now, and then it's finished. Yeah, I had to go buy some more bolts and some paint. Yeah, I got it all finished. As soon as the paint's good and dry, I'll put the rope on it and put the welder on and show you what it looks like. Yeah, and this is what it looks like with the Lincoln 210 MP on here. And this will be the welder that most of the time I'll use on it. Yeah, then sometimes I can put that TIG welder on this cart too.